Hello, bonjour, ça va? How are we today? It is Thursday, June the 19th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the beautiful shores of Lake Huron. I've just come in from outside for a little break. I'm going to go back out doing some weeding. It rained, started raining yesterday, and it's still raining off and on, so the ground is wet. It's perfect timing. However, instead of feeling like around 37, it's now like 15. So I've gone from, tank top, sleeveless tank top and shorts to, you know, leggings, socks, jacket, gloves. Yeah. It's wild weather here. This morning, while I was waiting for it to stop raining so I could get outside, I don't know. It's just the music was calling me. So I turned on the music on YouTube and I let it roll. And it was beautiful because it was all of the Irish, the Scottish. I even had some Swedish, Nordic, Norwegian. I mean, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. I decided to leave that running all morning. And as I was listening to it and then singing to it, there's Enya, Lorena McKennitt, is it Sinad? I can't pronounce it. She sings, their group sings the Last of the Mohicans, I Will Find You, that song, if you're familiar with it. I posted, which one did I post? The Anya. I posted that. Yeah, no, never mind. I didn't put it anywhere where you will be able to find it, so just forget I said that. But anyway, if you want to listen to this music, it's amazing. And it just sends you. It's like a meditative state, but better, more fun. Like, I like it. When it completed and I turned everything off so that I could finally go outside when it stopped raining, I started hearing my ancestry, because as you may know, my mother's side is Scottish, a Highlander, and my father's side English. So that Scottish side of me, those ancestors, I always hear them as Gaelic. They started coming through and speaking very clearly with me. Usually it's just like a little whisper, a shadow of a thought or something. But because I had immersed myself in the music of the land for hours and singing at the top of my lungs along with everybody, I heard that I was actually calling spirit in. So from on high, as we heard yesterday, from the higher realms, the higher reaches of the divinity lines of time, the thought processes, source, I was pulling that frequency of light down through the various multi-dimensional levels. My throat's a little hoarse from like singing all morning. We were pulling all of that informational coding and coding of the higher light streaming through us, our light cell energy frequency bodies of light, into this physical form, and thus planting it in the land. That was an interesting thought because I never thought of it that way. Like when I go out and I sing a lot, singing and dancing, that's just in me to do, and I do that both quite a bit. So as I'm singing and I'm planting or I'm weeding or I'm working in the soil and think my fingernails are still full of dirt. This energy frequency light that is coming through via my throat chakra, and I'm hearing it as the thought structures, the throat chakras of light. So the thought and the throat chakras coming together, gelling together with their informational encoding, and thus the songs exploding out in frequency, light, onto the planet. This stimulates certain reflexes in the higher brain, and this is where we are thus sustained. So this is from the higher brain. It replicates the higher brain. It creates a sustain. So we're sustained with it and by it, through it and of it. We are it. And then it reaches out onto every plane. Plane. Plain. It's all the same. They're planes of thought, planes of the land. And it disperses across the synapses of man. So as it is downloaded into the synapses of the brains and the brain stems of everyone through the nervous system, of everyone on your planet and on your world, these energies are unfurled. And it takes us to a new world. So it creates a new sustainability in your world. I had never thought of it that way. Sorry. I think my hair has a tendency of falling out, and I think I'm just getting some more. I got dirt under my nails, I got hair falling out all over the place. It's humid, you know. This reminds me of a conversation I had with one of our natives here on the land. I know a few of the natives with whom I've worked from the point of view, work as in I've required different services to be done. I'm on the reservation, as you knew. And so I've hired these different men to come in and do different jobs or work here. And I've gotten to know some of the men because these jobs take time. So overtime, however long. So I've known, because I've been here about 3 years, so I've gotten to know some of them. And they are from families of the people who are in government here, or are very well known, shall we put it that way. And they have a certain, I'm hearing the word status, I'll use that word here. And in one of my last conversations, we were talking about the land here, because, I'm at the beach, it's sand, right? This is all sand dunes, whatever. And I have been feeling, particularly lately, there is a lot of pain in the land here, because there's a lot of pain still in the tribes. And I mentioned this to him. I haven't talked about this before with any of them, but it's been so strong and so painful. It's been too much for me to bear. It's been too much for me to hold. And I told him about this because it was time for me to speak up. And as I was explaining it to him, he got this smile on his face, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he just said, look, he said, this is too much for one person, in other words, me. He said, this is too much for you to handle or take care of or to heal. He said, it's too much. This is too much. And I said, I know. And I said, every time I think about it, I start crying, or weeping is the word. And I can't stop. And it's just like on and then off. So as I tune into it, start weeping. When I'm done, it's like I'm done. And I told him all of this information. And he said that one of his relatives who used to take care of working the land, working on healing the land, he had passed over about 4 years ago. And I said, well, I've been here about 3. And I said, honestly, I can't take it anymore. It's just too much. And he agreed. And he said he knows he should be doing the work, but he hasn't been. So we had a very interesting conversation. It was wonderful for me to actually get acknowledgement or confirmation instead of me usually just talking about it and people not saying anything. It was wonderful to hear that confirmation. He knew exactly what I was talking about. So he actually did a little energy work on me. They don't call it, they have different words. They do, but they basically do energy work. Almost 100% the same way I do, or we do here in body here. They just have these different languages, different words, different expressions of thought. Bottom line, tomato, tomato, potato, potato, we're talking about the same thing. And he said a lot of it was done, that they were working the land was through song. And at that point, we'd been talking a really long time and he had to get back to work and off he went. So, he said, call anytime and we can continue this. And I haven't felt that it was the right time yet, but I'm getting to that point. So for me today, after spending all these hours this morning in song, and I don't even know why I was called to listen to those songs, and it was interesting how the system of YouTube, I listened to that one song and then they gave me a whole long list or mix, as they call it, of like songs, different artists, but all the same type. So I was flying for hours and singing for hours. And then when I stepped outside to work on the land, it was all these downloads of thoughts from my Gaelic ancestors. And it streamed through very clearly and very quickly and totally unexpectedly. So we are here to handle the land in a particular manner now. We are set up now to be able to speak truth to it and for it to absolve all of our sins, as we like to call it, that has been done against it. So Gaia, as I hear her, Mother Earth, the land, she is ready to settle into her new streams of thought. These thought waves are going to be producing and reproducing higher thought levels of light by us, through us, willing to be with us. And this encasement of the truth of the higher light is going to take over, because we're coming from our higher might. The higher light always wins out over the lower light. Okay, we've been talking about this, but in a little bit different language, a little bit different words, about how our 3D us, these physical bodies, and how we think and act and behave at this lower level of thought, how we are integrating that, opening up the keys, open the doors in the mind, in the brain stem, cerebral cortices, all of this opens up, pineal comes online, all of this opens up, these gateways, these portals. And we see it's normal for us to discuss us with our higher us. So the lower and the higher parts are gelled, congealed. There's a congealing of thought waves so that we are all one. There's no more bias there. We're very delicately and with no harm, so unharmfully, brought back into the one. So in other words, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt us. Well, not physically anyway. I know when we go through the cleaning up of our subconscious awareness, that can be a little, wild and crazy. But once we get through it, then we can see more of the justification of spirit light, the higher light with our lower light. We're all one. See why we don't judge. We can't judge because we're judging ourselves. It's kind of funny. Okay. So there is no lack. So everything is vibration. So of course, when the natives use song, it's vibration, it's frequency, it's light. So it seems simple enough, which it is, but it also isn't. There's way more to the song than meets the eye or the ears, shall we say. So we're now in a more contextual method or way of being, because now we're starting to see and be seen by others. So my conversations with this one particular native whom I was just talking about, he kind of, I think he was like testing me. And by the time we were done, everything that I'd said and I felt, and I just knew to open up my heart and express everything, what I do, who I am, everything, my connections with higher light, my off-world beings. And it's just a little smile on his face, like he knew. Yeah. But now he knows that I know. And yeah. So I've been invited to join some ceremony. It hasn't happened yet, but this is something I'm looking forward to participating in, or just even witnessing. I really don't know what's entailed in all of it. But if it ever does happen, because it happens on native time, then, and if I'm allowed to, I will share some of my experiences there. So we're really all one. It doesn't matter what culture we're from. We all can tune in and see and name and experience the same thing. It's all spirit light. All goes back to source. The acknowledgement is there. We understand it. We get it. We're not separate. We're all one. Everybody on this planet, we're all one being. It's just some of us haven't lost that information, and others are willing to gain it back now. So feel that frequency of thought move in alignment with the song of the light. Bring yourself back to your higher might. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We are speaking to you from our angelic might. Okay, I don't think it's raining. It might be raining. I'm not sure. I have to go check it out because I want to get back outside and have more fuzzy humidity hair and dirt under my nails. Love you. Take care of yourselves and others. And we'll be back and speak with you again another day. If If you do wish to book an appointment, you know how to do it. www.healingourenergy.ca. Solstice tomorrow. Yeah, I've got appointments open and available. 1 hour, only 55 Canadian bucks. All right. Love you always. Bye for now.